Good afternoon, everyone. A big warm welcome to our media colleagues, me fans, and everyone else who's joining in. My name is Raghu Reddy, and I head online sales at Xiaomi India. We have a lot of great stuff to talk about today over here. So let me get started quickly. The first piece of news that I want to share with you is Xiaomi continues to remain the number one smartphone brand for the fourth consecutive quarter. We've been the number one brand since Q3 of 2017. As per the latest quarter results that have come out, which is Q2 of 2018, we hold a 29.7% market share, which means that roughly 1 out of 3 phones being sold in the country right now are Xiaomi phones. We continue to remain dominant in the online segment. We are number one there with a 55.6% market share, and we've been the number one brand in the online space for the last 7 straight quarters. So as we continue to grow bigger, our responsibilities are also bigger. Our customer base is becoming bigger. We are trying to improve all aspects of our customer experience. So we're focusing a lot on our after-sales experience for the last few quarters. And I'm happy to share that we've also been rated number one in after-sales performance by an independent third-party agency which has done a survey across thousands of customers. So what exactly is number one in after-sales service? So they ran a survey across thousands of respondents, trying to figure out, how good was their issue resolution, issue understanding, first call resolution, and the infrastructure that, the brand provides. Happy to, say that we've been rated as the leader or being amongst the leaders across all of these parameters, which helps us give a great customer experience to our Mi fans. We are here today to talk about the Redmi series. This has been the core of our, lineup here in the country. Many customers who started using Redmi 1S have continued to stay loyal and upgraded to most Redmi devices that have been launched over the years. In fact, if you were to look at Q2 of 2018, the top 4 out of the top 5 selling smartphones in the country were Xiaomi smartphones. You had Redmi 5A at number 1, you had Redmi Note 5 Pro at number 2, you had Redmi Note 5 at 3, and you had Redmi 5 at number 4. As you can see, our Redmi fan base is growing stronger and stronger, and with this kind of customer loyalty, we feel the need to push ourselves and offer the best to our Mi fans. So today, we're bringing not just 1, but 3 smartphones to our Mi fans over here in India. So the 3 devices are Redmi 6A, which is the smartphone for everyone. Anyone who's looking for a great smartphone experience at the entry level is something that we're looking to introduce. We're also bringing in Redmi 6, with the aim of bringing a dual camera experience to making it accessible to a lot more people in the country. And then we're also bringing Redmi 6 Pro, which is targeted purely at our power Redmi users. So let me get started with Redmi 6A. So last year in November, we launched Redmi 5A. We called it the Desh Ka smartphone, and our hope was that it becomes the preferred smartphone choice for most customers looking to buy their first smartphone or upgrading to a smartphone. It actually lived up to its billing. We realized that it was the first choice for a lot of customers, and we've got more than 1 million testimonials on Flipkart. And if you look at it, it's perhaps one of the few products, probably the only product outside of Redmi Note 4 to get more than 1 million ratings on Flipkart. We've got millions of testimonials, most of them overwhelmingly positive, most of them indicating that this is the best experience that we could get on a phone at that segment. So it's been so successful that it remains the top-selling phone even 9 months after launch. And just in Q2 alone, we have shipped more than 3 million units to be the number one smartphone in Q2. The Redmi 5A was also one of the most popular smartphones across the world. It was the best-selling Android phone globally in Q1 of this year. So now, today, we're launching the successor to Redmi 5A, and we're calling it the Desh Ka Naya smartphone. So with Redmi 6A, we're trying to give all-round upgrades, cutting across design, performance, and camera. So let's get started with the design. So the Redmi 6A gets a bump up in design. It comes with a 5.45-inch 18:9 full-screen display with an HD+ resolution. It also comes with, because of its 18:9 display, within the similar footprint as that of a 5A, we're able to squeeze in a 0.45-inch extra space into the screen, which also means that the screen to body ratio on 6A is 10% higher than what we had on Redmi 5A. So the Redmi 6A continues with the same brush metallic finish that everyone loved in Redmi 5A. It also comes with a more pronounced arc design, which means that when you hold the phone in your hands, you get a good grip. It also means that it feels a lot slimmer than it actually is. So the Redmi 6A comes in 4 colors, black, gold, rose gold, and blue, which is my favorite color and which is the favorite for a lot of people out here. Now moving to performance, this is where we've tried to put in the most amount of effort, trying to better the experience that a customer gets. So for the first time ever, the Redmi 6A comes with a 12 nanometer FinFET processor, which is the Helio A22. It is also a processor that allows you to go up to clock speeds of 2 gigahertz. So a lot of you might be thinking, why is 12 nanometers a big deal? How does it really impact the user experience? Long story short, we'd spoken about it at length last year when we had first introduced the 14 nanometer processor in one of our devices, which is Redmi Note 4. With 12 nanometer FinFET, what it means is it refers to the size of the transistors in the processor. The smaller the size, the more transistors that can be packed into it, and the less energy that they consume. Which means that as an end customer, you get better battery performance, better thermal performance, and much better overall CPU performance with a 12 nanometer chip. So the Redmi 6A comes with the same 3000 mAh battery that we had on Redmi 5A, but thanks to the Helio A22 12 nanometer chipset, you see a considerable increase in a whole bunch of parameters. So the 4G talk time increases by about 41%, video playback goes longer by about 34%, and you see increments in music playback, gaming, and standby as well. So this is the only smartphone in the industry in this segment that comes with a 12 nanometer processor. Also the only smartphone in this segment that comes with a clock speed of up to 2 gigahertz. What it means is when you actually hold the device, you will get a performance that you would not be used to in this kind of a segment. So the Helio A22 on Redmi 6A, the SoC performance is 33% better than that on Redmi 5A. While running at the same speed, the power consumption on Redmi 6A powered by Helio A22 is actually 48% lower. So more powerful than before, faster than ever. To summarize, Redmi 6A comes with an Helio A22 processor which goes up to 2 gigahertz, and it comes with a 12 nanometer FinFET tech, so it's a lot more efficient compared to Redmi 5A. Now moving on from performance, the next area where we've added to Redmi 5A is the Redmi 6A comes with an AI-based face unlock, which means that it's based on our AI-based facial recognition technology. All you need to do is raise the phone and the phone unlocks. Boom. So the phone comes with AI face unlock. It also comes with other options like unlock with your Mi Band or unlock in a trusted environment using the smart unlock feature. This is one of the features that we were most appreciated for in Redmi 5A when we introduced, for the first time ever in our Redmi phones, we introduced a 2+1. It was very appreciated and we want to continue with that story out here. So the Redmi 6A comes with a dedicated microSD slot, which means that you can use both of your SIMs and use a microSD card to store all your movies and music in the phone itself. The other important feature where we've tried to really look at the users and try to solve their pain points is coming out with a dual VoLTE dual standby mode. What it means is historically, all the phones in the market, if you're using, let's assume you had two SIM cards, one Geo and one non-Geo, and you start using 4G LTE on your non-Geo SIM, the network on your Geo SIM vanishes. But with dual VoLTE dual standby, technically you could use both of your SIMs on 4G VoLTE, one for calling and one to run your data. So this is helpful as more and more telcos roll out VoLTE-based networks across different circles, and this is probably a requirement that a lot of customers would need as we move into the future. So the Redmi 6A ships out with MIUI 9.6, which is based on Android Oreo 8.1, but it will be upgraded to MIUI 10 in the near future. Next, let me talk about the camera. The camera on Redmi 5A was great, and the camera on Redmi 6A is no slouch either. It comes with a 13 megapixel camera with face detection autofocus. Let's take a look at some of the snaps that we've taken on this one. As with Redmi 5A, great picture quality, great details on the subject. You look at the t-shirt, again you can actually check out all the details out there, and the colors on the background are bright and vibrant, reproduced accurately. Let's take a look at one more photo again. Does justice to the subject and the surroundings. The color reproduction is pretty accurate. So that was about the rear camera. One of the other things that we realized is more and more people are taking not just photos but also recording videos. And for the first time ever in this particular segment, we're bringing in electronic image stabilization to help customers make videos that are less jerky in nature. From what we know, most of the other brands offer this feature only in devices upwards of 15,000. We're trying to bring that down to even the Redmi 6A series. So the Redmi 5A comes with a 5 megapixel selfie camera, which has got bumped up with an AI portrait mode and AI beautify mode. So this is based on our AI-based semantic segmentation. This is something that we've talked about at length, but now what we're trying to do is get that tech down from some of the devices at the higher price points right down to the Redmi 6A series itself. So this is one of the shots that we take. This is an AI portrait shot. As you can see, despite the lack of a secondary sensor for depth information, based on the AI algorithms that we have, it's able to differentiate between the subject and the background and blurs out the background quite clearly. So this tech works very well for the selfie standpoint. We also have AI Beautify 4.0, which means that it's able to identify different skin tones, different skin types, and based on that, beautify as if you put on a makeup. So it's effectively doing a makeup without doing a makeup when you actually use the phone out here. So this is one of the shots that we've taken. Again, if you see.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and again, a warm welcome again to the media colleagues here, everyone else joining us, and especially the Mi fans. We are obviously really excited. I'm Anuj, and I head the marketing at Xiaomi India. So, Raghu obviously just introduced Desh Ka Naya smartphone, and I'm sure that's going to change the way people again look at entry-level smartphones. But we've got a lot more stuff to talk about, and let me get into that directly. So the first one I want to talk about is the Redmi 6. Now you are familiar with this series, but we've changed quite a lot of things. Redmi 6 gets dual camera and high performance for everyone. This one will talk about design to start with. So with the Redmi 6, what we have is an 18:9 full screen display and an HD plus resolution on a 5.45-inch screen. It's again made with high quality materials and a brushed metallic finish and improved overall arc design. So this one is further kind of curved, perfectly kind of contours to fit into your palm, gives you a better hand feel, better grip, and overall a better usage experience, especially when you're holding that phone and trying to use it with one hand. Now the Redmi 6 will come in 4 amazing colors. So you've got the classic black, you've got gold, the fan favorite blue, and rose gold. All of them look absolutely amazing, and I'll just wait a minute for you to take those pictures. So great looking devices, but looks is one part, and we just spoke about the fact that we're trying to get dual camera for everyone. So let's talk about the cameras, right? And before I get into the camera on the Redmi 6, let's look at the cameras that competition has in the 10 to 12,000 kind of a segment. So we've taken some of the leading devices that are there in the 10 to 12,000. Of course, the leading devices are all from Xiaomi, but beyond that. So most of the devices that you see are single camera devices. Second, the pixel size is limited to about 1.12 micron. And even as Raghu was saying, electronic image stabilization for video capture is limited. What we want to do is obviously change that. and give a great camera experience to the consumers. So the first thing is this one has a 12 megapixel plus a 5 megapixel rear camera with a 1.25 micron pixel size. Why a 1.25 micron pixel size? Because that actually changes the way your images are captured. It takes in almost 20% more light. And when the direct thing that you will take from this is it turns out to be amazing in low light photography. Right? It improves this significantly, and the larger sensor definitely helps take a clearer and a sharper picture even in normal conditions compared to a 1.12 micron. Let's take a look at a couple of pictures. So look at this one. This is a very interesting one where you can see how good the dynamic range is on the Redmi 6. So you've got the skies out there, and of course it's daylight, so it's harsh light coming in. But you can clearly see the sky, the water, even the details on the building behind that, while retaining everything else in the foreground. So you can clearly see the table, the details on the table, and what I really liked was the fact that it's not missed out details like the photo frame in the back, which normally most of the competitive devices in this price band would miss out on. But then this does have a 1.25 micron pixel camera sensor, so definitely you get better low light images as well. So this was a beautiful shot. I guess some of you would have seen this. This is the Olympic Stadium in Beijing, the Bird's Nest Stadium. Looks absolutely fantastic, shot with the Redmi 6. But this is a dual camera device, and what we've got is we've put in AI portrait mode as well. So you've got the Xiaomi's AI powered semantic segment in and around this segment at all. So this is a particularly tricky shot because you've got a lot of blue. The background is also at variable distance, and you've got different backgrounds coming in. But with a larger pixel, with our AI semantic segmentation, there is a perfect edge detection. So you see the hair, the shoulder, even the shirt, which is almost kind of merging into the blue van at the back. You see an improvement in the performance efficiency, the battery usage, as well as you get a dual camera now with AI portrait and dual VoLTE, along with improved call time for that matter. So you get so 26 hours on the Redmi 5 moves up to about 29 hours on the Redmi 6. So dual camera, how you take portrait photographs, how you will have portrait selfies. I think this should redefine what you would expect. Moving on, now for the Redmi power users. Now this is a new one, and for the first time we're bringing in a Redmi 6 Pro. Now this is based on the feedback that we got from Mi fans. Redmi 6 is a great device, but then for our power users who wanted a bit more, we made this device specifically for them. What you get with Redmi 6 Pro is dual cameras, and these are very special dual cameras, and we'll talk about this, and a 2-day battery. But before I get into these two, let me just briefly show you the device from a design perspective. It comes with a 19:9 full screen display. It's a 5.84 inch